in the last big part of advanced algorithms, we'll look at approximation algorithms. The big other thing you could compromise on, apart from maybe the time or being deterministic, you could compromise on the quality of the output. It's very, very natural in many optimization problems, and it's a very practical approach. And again, we'll see many different types of techniques that are somewhat generic. We'll see them on concrete examples, but often they're a bit more general. And we might this time only very briefly touch on the complexity theory side of proving when approximations are hard to get or what exactly is not easy to get. But we'll focus a bit more on the positive side of things. In this first unit, we'll cover the basic definitions and look at some simple first examples, in particular vertex cover and set cover, as kind of, they're not toy problems, that's unfair, but problems to illustrate some techniques on. Then there's a cool notion about approximation schemes where you can tell the algorithm how accurate you want it to be. And then it'll take more time if you want more accuracy. And we'll look at a few famous examples. And then we'll build on this in the next unit with linear programming based techniques, which really go very, very well hand in hand with approximations. But for now, the more elementary techniques. And first, a bit of where are we and how can we formalize what an approximation really is. So just a short recap for the notation that we've had very, very long time ago. We had this class of NP optimization problems. And a problem U is, as you see, we'll see the components in a second. It's a collection of instances, concrete instances. So U could be the problem vertex cover. A concrete instance could be a specific graph. Then for every instance, we have potential solutions, feasible solutions. So for vertex covers, it would be all vertex covers, all subsets of vertices that cover all edges. And we have a cost function that assigns to each feasible solution some cost. Vertex cover would be just the cardinality of the set. And we assume that we can check in polynomial time whether a certain instance is a valid encoding of an instance, whether a given feasible solution, or well, whether a given thing is indeed a feasible solution, and we can evaluate the cost of a feasible solution. We'll here always make the assumption that the costs are rational numbers, so we don't get into questions about how to represent real numbers. I think for all the problems we'll discuss here, that's not really an interesting distinction. And also remember, we have two problem variants. The optimization problem is the more natural that we often want in applications. We want the actual feasible solution that optimizes the cost. But we can sometimes first design an algorithm for the evaluation problem where you only get the quality of the solution, but not the solution itself. In many cases, you can easily get both, but it's cleaner to first formalize the evaluation problem. We'll sometimes do that. The whole idea of approximation is this famous old saying. If you want a perfect optimal solution, that might be hard, but if you want to get a job done, then you may have to compromise a little bit on your perfectionism. So the key thing is, what does that mean to be good enough? And so there's a few terms that I want you to use consistently. A heuristic is really just any algorithm that gives you some feasible solution for a problem, but probably no other guarantee. This doesn't mean that the algorithm always produces bad solutions, or in the worst case, bad solutions. It might just mean we don't know of a guarantee that we can prove. And sometimes that's all we can get. But the goal here is something provable. And so if you think about it, maybe you've seen the definitions before, but if you think about it abstractly, it's not so clear what really you want here. You want close, you want a good enough solution, but what does that mean? And the specific notion that we'll look at is compare the cost of the solution that the algorithm outputs to the optimal value. So opt in this chapter will always be the optimal objective value of the underlying problem. So again, goal is minimum or maximum, right? It's just a way to unify the two kinds of problems. And then we go over all feasible solutions and take the cost of those, and optimum is the best possible cost. And so if we can somehow relate the output of our algorithms, or the cost of the output of our algorithms, to the optimal cost, that's what we call approximation. And to make it quantitative, we look at the ratio. Okay, that's in short what we do. Formulate, so U, here's the full thing as we had it back then. That's an optimization problem. It has some encoding alphabet for the inputs and for the outputs, and it has what is allowed as an input, what are the instances we really care about, what are the feasible solutions, what's the cost of feasible solutions, and do we min or max in our search. Okay, optimal objective value for a problem U on a given instance X is written like this, and we'll skip those parameters when they're clear from the context. Any other algorithm that's consistent with U, which means whenever this just means A of X is always in M of X. The algorithm always produces a feasible solution of arbitrary quality in general. And we call the approximation ratio of an algorithm A on an instance X just this ratio of the cost of the algorithm divided by the optimum. And hopefully the optimum is never zero. Kind of, I think always costs are positive in the examples we'll look at. For minimization problems, this means that this ratio will always be above 1 because you can't do better than optimum, and so you'll be bigger than the optimum most of the time. For maximization problems, it's the other way around. Here, again, you have to somehow check what the definitions are. If you look at the literature, this is not always consistent. Sometimes people always take the reciprocal so that the values are always above 1. But I think this is more standard these days. Okay, then an approximation algorithm. Finally, the key definition of this part is an algorithm, or a C approximation is an algorithm where the ratio is at most C, or at least C, depending on the direction of optimization. Let's focus on minimization problems. Then our solution that we output is at most C times as expensive as the optimum solution of that specific instance. And so that seems to be the most convenient definition to always compare with, on that specific input, what's the best you can do. Now, why the ratio and not something else? You could have said it's the optimum plus something, or apply any other kind of function. I don't think there's a clear answer to that. It turns out that the ratio gives you a somewhat sound theory and is often a useful kind of intuitive way to say you're at most 10% worse than the optimum. But this is not written in stone. Sometimes for few examples of problems, it can be more convenient to do some different function. But that's the standard definition. That's what we mean by an approximation algorithm.